I've got one, thanks, Bob. Beer tokens, please. No drinking beer whilst flying. Thank you, Bob. So we've already asked for permission to taxi. At this point, you're normally sent to like holding point Charlie here, where you're given like further instructions. But normally it'll be something like taxi to holding point Alpha, report when ready for departure, which basically means go to Alpha, do your power checks, and then when you're ready, let us know. You've been to Earlscombe today to watch the formation flying. Oh, I didn't know that was on. I bet you, Nigel was part of that formation flying. He's the chief instructor down there. He's the guy I'm doing my my instrument stuff with in July. I know he does quite a bit of formation stuff. We're at Lid, Mr. HD Penguin. We're taking off out of Lid and we're going to fly over to Shoreham. I'm going to have my last piece of coconut macaroon. We just left Earlscombe and explained Mr. HD. We literally just left it. Now just one of the pilots. Told you. I try and get there once a week if I can. It totally varies, medic. Have you seen the Orbex Cotswolds? Well, I've got the whole Orbex thing. See you, Presley. EJR, X-Plane 11. Old name Ninja SP1. I remember that one. Ninja SP1. So you were basically Ninja Service Pack 1 and now you're EJR FN? What does that mean? Notice the windsock. It's important to pay attention to windsocks in GA in particular. So power checks, which way do I need to face, guys? For my power check. If you said into wind, that was the correct answer. As much as you can, just so that you get the airflow on the engine. So the the wind's coming in this way. Just try and get some airflow to keep the engine cool. Right, 1200. So you're learning something. Where we are. Let's start. Right. Jet behind, 1200, T's and P's in the green. Volt 1700. Brakes are holding. Carpet not required, we'll do a mag check. Mags are good. T's and P's are good, fuel's fine. Vacuum's in the green. Amateur's charging. Idle check. Idle's good. Back to 1200. So fuel selectors on both. Trim is set for takeoff. Flaps not needed. Mixture's rich. Throttle friction. Don't think it's even implemented. Strobe lights are coming on. Tax light off. Landing light on. PT heat's not required. Nav light can go on. Magnesis is on both. Master switch is on. Our alternator has been set. Transponder can go to altitude. Flight control check. And we are good to go. Let's rock and roll.
Happy anniversary, Matter.
Say you call tower and you say tail number ready for departure, and they might say line up and wait. They might say clear for takeoff or whatever. Cool Camaro, thank you for 13 months. Happy Saturday to you. Now remember, we've got a right turn out 500 feet. We've got to turn onto lid and not hit that danger area, basically. But it's quite a long runway, so we're pretty good. That's 40 knots. 55. Get the nose down, get the airspeed up to 80. There's 80. Altitude's coming up. And we'll start turning right now. Make sure we miss that area. No more than a rate 1 turn in a climb, guys, by the way. No steep turns. If you want to know what a rate 1 turn looks like, you see the wings here? You want that mark right there. See it? Okay. That's lid. Danger area ends over there somewhere. Landing lights coming off. Orbex scenery.
Oh, yeah.
Dirty Barry, are you using Track IR? I can't see the sensor things. Yep, I'm using Track IR. Sensor things on the side of my head here. Okay, let's zoom back in. So we're looking for Rye, which should be close to like a little estuary coming in from the water, which hopefully we can see. Kind of wonder if that might be it, bizarrely. Plane defly RL Cessna 172. Yeah, 172M. See, on the map it shows water, but I don't know. I think that's it there. Oh yeah, there you go, that's it there. So this must be Rye here. And this thing just wants to climb. Just keep an eye on the RPM. Yeah, but right now I'm looking for a share in a plane, which may or may not end up as a 172, I don't know. I'm quite happy to fly a Warrior, like a PA-28's a nice plane, Cessna 172, happy with. Gaming, well, thank you, sir. A 170. I've not seen any actually. The only ones I've ever seen for hire are 172s, 152s, 150s. I've never, like, I don't fit in a 150 or a 152 very well. I prefer the 172. I'd quite happily fly a 182. That would be fun. Right, that's the little water there actually. There it is. That's Rye off our right wing. Make a left turn down towards Hastings. What do you, a surveillance radar approach, Jimbo? I've been radar vectored in by Southend. Okay, so Hastings, where Hastings Castle is, funnily enough, is dead ahead. $70-ton Volvo out of the game, and that was like 2013 maybe. See, now the thing is, because we're VFR, because we're VFR right now, in uncontrolled airspace, we can do what we like within reason, within the laws of the air, if you like. We can, if we want to go, oh, what's that over there? We can just turn left and fly over to the coast, no problem. As long as you obey the laws of the air, you're fine. Unlike if you're IFR, where you've got to stick on the course that's that you're given or that you logged. And that's the cool thing about VFR, you can just fly around and enjoy it, you know? What are some of the types of the air law? Okay, so let's say, right, this is a good example. We're flying towards Hastings now. Hastings is a very built-up area. If you fly over a built-up area, what is the minimum altitude that you can fly at? Like, what can you go down to if you wanted to? Yeah? That's why you need air law to know that. So, essentially, the rules of thumb, well, there are certain rules around this, but the primary altitude, right? Hey, helipilot, how you doing? 1,000 feet above Canuckstown. The primary one is a minimum of 500 feet above whatever the tallest thing is in that town. You can't fly within 500 feet of any person, vehicle, structure, vessel, like anything like that. You can't get within 500 feet of that. But really, the one that makes the most sense is this. If my engine fails while I'm above a built-up area, I must have given sufficient altitude that I can glide free of the built-up area and land. So, looking around here, there's actually some fields to the north, so that's not so bad. at this kind of altitude, I'm fine. But if I'm down at 1,000 feet and I'm right over that town there, can I actually glide free of that? Maybe. And that's what you've got to be thinking. Can I glide free and land in a field? Right, this is Hastings. Ooh. I don't think I've ever actually been through Hastings. I think I've been through it or around it, but never actually stopped at Hastings. I don't actually know what... Oh, the castle's on the... Hang on. Is that the castle there? That could be the castle. It's got a little pier here. That may be the castle, I'm not sure. I didn't know they had a small pier though. You're doing a flight from Riga to Berlin. Nice. It doesn't have much of a castle. Yeah, it's a shame, really. If you go to Warwick's got a nice castle. It's on the hill just east of the pier. Well, that must be it then. Is that it there then? That's on a hill, and that's east of the pier, which is here. Closer to it. Really? Oh, that must be it. There it is. There's Hastings Castle. Yeah, it's on a little hill. I can see that now. Right. You're about to fly over Bexhill. Unlikely. That is Bexhill, but we're actually going to turn off slightly, if you remember, because of those danger areas. The scheduled model flying that's happening. Those two circles. One's a laser and one's a model flying. But yeah, this is Bexhill here. That's Bexhill right there. I don't use scenery for Earl's Cone. I use the default one because I did download one, but the default one's actually a bit more accurate. This is Orbex, Southern England at the moment. Step back in the cockpit and sort the plane out. You can see your mate's flat. To be honest, Luke Pryor, like a lot of the airfields that have been uploaded to the X-Plane org are now built into X-Plane, and there are like tens of thousands of like not amazing but decent airfields, and Earl's Cone is one of them in X-Plane. It's actually not bad, as you saw. It's not accurate, but it's not bad. The runway's in the right place. It's the right length, width, both runways. You've got the building, you've got the fence around it. There's some details not there, but who cares? Now there should be a lighthouse down here. It's called... This is Beachy Head. Beachy Head Lighthouse. It's a pier there as well. Presumably you've heard of Beachy Head. Beachy Head's famous for all the wrong reasons. We're going to Shoreham, Dan Helen. Jetstar, I believe it is, but I'm not entirely sure what the blue dotted line is. I don't know if it's a projected gliding range or whether it's a obstruction range. I don't know. So the question is, like, if you have an engine failure right now, can you glide back to the coast? And the answer is yes. Do you use Skydemon or 4Flight for real flying? I use Skydemon. Like I say, it's very, very good for F4 in the UK and Europe. White decided to zoom out though. So if we wanted to, we could actually cut across this here. Nothing to stop us. It's Eastbourne.
Aye, aye, aye.
There's actually a VOR down here. Can you see it on the Skydemon? Seaford VOR. Right over there. You could use that to nav if you wanted to. Doc Holiday, thank you very much for 1,000 bits. Paul, you're doing well. Googling all the wrong reasons. Whoa, FPS. Jeez, what's going on? Thank you, Doc Holiday, for the biddies. Wow, we just tanked FPS. I think it was loading scenery or something. Let's have a look. I use Skydemon DMK. That's nice scenery, that is. I don't know if the Model A arcade being burned down, to be honest. Whoa, the train line though. I have no idea if the pier is open. The plane back under control. The one thing I've always hated about the Air 4 Labs 172 is whenever you go from external to internal camera, the audio just goes rip. Burnt down in 2014, blimey.
Aye, aye.
Dark Hollow with another 200 bits. Oh, I thought it was going to be fun for all the wrong reasons. It was sad. That's what I get for being curious. Yep. I did say all the wrong reasons, Doc Holiday. May be able to see a VOR station. Should be. Round about here somewhere. That could be it. Hang on. Usually they're out in a field on their own like that, maybe. SFD is this VOR, Benrith, the Seaford VOR. Like the Clacton one is a circle, there's a white circle in the middle of a field, but I've never seen the Seaford one. I'm kind of curious. It's almost certainly going to be modelled. It's on the golf course. Nice. This isn't a golf course. The Dude Nest. Thank you for supporting the stream, Dude Nest. Welcome to the Net House. Thanks for the nutty welcome, guys. Let me know if you see a VOR station. Is that it, maybe? Oh, there's the golf course. That's a golf course there. Is that it? That's it. There it is. Right there. That's Seaford VOR. There you go. Yeah, it's like a circular building on the golf course. Cool. Right, we need to stop messing around now because we're actually on the way into Shoreham. Two-shot penalty if you hit it. Lol. Really? Oh my god. Yeah, I'll say. Bit brave putting a VOR on a golf course. That's nuts. Right, so I think it was overfly the ATZ at 2,000 feet, over to Zero's threshold, descend dead side, get to 1,100 feet, and join the pattern for a left circuit into 20. That's what we're planning on doing. Looks like they've got an ILS into 3-1. About to pass Brighton. If you look, there's a VRP there. Brighton Marina VRP. You see it? The little V symbol? How often the English channel is that calm? The green band I think is the ILS glide slope, or 3-1, but we're not taking that. I'm just wondering what this marina is going to look like. I want to see what this VRP is. Works for me, Jumbo. Yeah, Navarine, how awesome would that be if you could load Detroit into X-Plane and fly over it? That'd be amazing.
Happy anniversary.
To a bud. Thank you for 23 months, sir. It's calm today, you live in Worthing, 12 miles from where you're flying, Bob. Yeah, it's actually quite a nice day outside. That's got to be the marina. That bar. No wonder it's a VRP. You can't miss that. Blimey. Orbeck scenery drags. I'm using it now. I have a an add-on that I use called what's it called? That's it. 3J FPS. 3J FPS is what I use. And what it does is it dynamically adjusts the LOD, which is your like load distance based on your FPS. So if your FPS starts, you see it down the bottom? Well, you can't see it, can you? No. Every now and again, there it is. You see that bar there? If you see it appear, it means your FPS has dropped below 60. And what it does is it dynamically adjusts the LOD, so it draws less detail in the distance, so that you get your frame rate back. Let's quickly have a look. Whoa! So that's the marina VRP. That is massive. Look at that. That's a lot of boats there, blimey. Yeah, it's free. It's on the X-Plane org. You need to get Fly with Lure, and then you install it as a script. Works pretty well. There's the burnt beer. That Brighton pier down there. Works for me nicely, Supernova. I like it. Let's try and keep it up at 2,000. Kaisho UK, thank you for 27 months, Kaisho. That looks like Shoreham Airfield right there. Right. Okay, brakes, mixture, fuels, rich pumps on. Let's worry about carb heat. So yeah, you would already have to be talking to Shoreham at this point. I think they're quite expensive to land at Shoreham now. I think it's over £40. Ridiculous landing fee. It's just too popular. Okay, Airfields. Shoreham. .018, which we've already set, that's fine. Alright, there's the grass. That one there, isn't it? That's the runway we want. entered Shoreham ATZ airspace. So we need to overfly, then descend down to 1100, come back across the upwind end of the runway at 1100 feet, and then get into the left circuit. There's 1100. What do you mean, be careful with the Shoreham fly? What does that mean? I mean, this hill bit. Never go boating when drunk. Yeah, that's a good idea. Devil's Dyke hang gliding, 1.4 nautical away. Blimey. Hang gliding? Yeah, I bet it is. There is some stuff about caution for turbulence. Right. And the White Ark.
Milton 700 feet below.
Right, flaps 30. I think we're just going to be gliding this all the way in. don't know, it's just like a perception thing, but we were doing 60 knots airspeed and it just felt quicker. It was really weird. Let's have a look. Oops.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Thank you, Connor. A bit late. Yeah, that was a bit late, Connor. Redson, how you doing, buddy? Feels too fast. Oh, I've just missed my turn off. Oh, we got to the end. Doesn't matter. It always sounds a bit rough when you touch this down, to be honest with you. Always makes that funk song. So this is Orbeck Shoreham as well. Anybody know where the GA parking is around here? Restock your spicy pepper supply today. I have a new flavor for them. Wow, man. Yeah, I've got your t-shirt, by the way. And if there's anything else you want, let me know. You think it's at the end? Let's see if we can, let's have a little trip down here, see if we can spot anything. Oh, look at this. Grass? They actually put grass in here? Yep, few beers, Mr. Bretson. That's what it's all about. Can you believe how close it is? One thing I will say about the sim plane versus the real plane, that the sim plane taxis a lot quicker and lighter. The real plane just doesn't. It has a lot more momentum about it that you have to get moving. I can't believe they put like dandelions and grass everywhere. That's amazing. Mr. Yod, how you doing? Ooh, chopper. That's fantastic detail. Remember when my FPS tanked earlier? I bet it was loading all this in. This looks like GA. $28-hour flight, Brett, son. Oh my god. Look at it this way, you get to fly on lots of planes. Can't be a bad thing. But yeah, 28 hours. It's not all in one go though, is it? I'll be on it more when I get back, PC Tech. That's my plan. That is my plan. Last time I was on it was a few weeks ago with Cat Straight and we were flying shared cockpit pilot edge, and that was fun. Real fun. I learned a lot from that. Because like, things are different in the US to the UK. I'll do. Guam, Japan, Phoenix, Seattle, Sacramento. Are you purposely doing like a crazy tour? Or is that the only way that you can get there? Because that seems like a lot of... I mean, that sounds amazing to be honest, but... that's a crazy amount of hops.
The engine seems ideally primed.
Job done. That's the route you have to go. It's nuts. I hope you get on a large variety of planes. I tell you what, this is some spectacular detail on this. Look at this. So good. 738s and an Airbus. Just think of how many takeoff and landings you get, though. That is a BMW full fairing motorbike with not so round wheels. Right, so we're going to go to the Isle of Wight next then. So the taxi from this would be all the way around here, wouldn't it? Yeah, the detail is stunning, it really is. Look, they've even got all the flags. Look at this. Could you get more detail, please? I want to be able to read this. Actually, I can. Wait a sec. Turn that off. We will... Stupid zoom. Can't read what it says. I was trying to read the plaque, but the camera's not behaving. Shoreham Airport, the UK's oldest airport from 1910 and into the future. The oldest public use airport from 1910. Press C for free camera. How do you operate said camera? Oh god. How do you operate the camera then? Left, right. We will remember them. The propeller something something. Can't go any lower. This memorial is dedicated to something British commander, something servicemen and women who gave their lives, something for the First and Second World Wars. We remember them, the propellers from a B... something Martin Maraud. Can't read the rest. To all British Commonwealth. Oh yeah, to all British Commonwealth. What does that last bit say? B-26 Martin Marauder. That's crazy that you can actually read that. That's completely nuts that you can read a plaque on an airfield sign. On an airfield, like, that's just nuts. Okay, let's plan the next one. Routes again. Shoreham. Connor. Here we go. Oh god. Joke 1. I dreamed about Dr. Wanning in an orange soda last night. It was a fantasy. Joke 2. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? He woke up. Thanks, Connor. What's it called? Sand. Sundown Airfield, that's the one. Not bad. Oh, you meant drowning. Ah. I dreamt about drowning in orange soda last night. It was a fantasy. Gotcha. That makes more sense. That's slightly better, Connor. I don't know, which way do we want to go to the Isle of Wight? Let's have a look at the weather at the Isle of Wight. Bournemouth, Shoreham, Southampton. Winds 220 at Shoreham. We've had worse. Ahaka Marsh, you have to get a permit first, mate. Otherwise, the bot just purges it because it just assumes that it's some like rubbish chatbot. Bognor Regis has a gliding thing going on. What's this here? Pagham Harboured Bird Sanctuary, surface to 500. That's fine. We don't care about bird sanctuaries. No, we're way over 500. There's a VRP here at Littlehampton. So you could go straight to Littlehampton. The problem then is avoiding this. Bognor Regis ATZ. Your journey passes very close to Bembridge Airfield. So if we went like that. So this is 25 nautical. Sorry, 25 minute, 36 nautical mile flight. And then you've got Bembridge to deal with. I wonder what the general approach is here. Maybe they're coming from the north. Maybe they come in from like that. Seems to make more sense. Now, if we flew at 2.5, we could fly straight over this, no problem at all. Oh, sorry. You see, I told you this would happen. I told you that you should have told me earlier. Oh my god. Now I feel bad. I've been doing all this planning and you can't see any of it. There's the routing there. So, what I was saying was, we take off out of Shoreham and we go to Worthing and we climb. If we climb to 2,500 feet, then by the time we get to Bognor Regis, so if we change our elevation to 2.5, actually, so that would have to go even higher. 2.5 is the minimum. Let's go 2,800, there you go. It's very built up in the south coast, Derek, as you would expect. So 2,800 over Bognor Regis, perfectly doable. Because that distance from there to there is 14 nautical miles to get to 2,800. Perfectly doable. And then we shall fly over to Binstead, or Hyde, whatever it's called, Hyde, before turning south down to the Isle of Wight Sandown. The reason is I want to avoid this Bembridge here. Land in Bognor and go to Butlins. I'd rather not, Sniffer. I'm not that desperate. You went to the ATM this morning to take some money out, not realising I accidentally put in my donor card. It cost me an arm and a leg. Oh, Pringle. There's only 3 Butlins left, Zarak. Wow. I am actually not surprised, though. Okay, let's have a look at Shoreham. Not Shoreham. Let's have a look at Sandown. So it looks like Sandown is a grass runway. Almost certainly landing on 2-3. Landing fee for a light single is £12. Overnight parking. That's quite cheap, that. I don't mind flying to the Isle of Wight and staying overnight. Operated by Sandown Airfield, blah, 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 blah. Noise abatements, depending on traffic. Straight ahead for 1 nautical mile before turning. Fixed wing PPL trial lessons, blah, 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 blah. So there's actually... Yeah, they've only got air-to-ground radio. And it doesn't actually say whether it's a standard overhead join or anything. It just doesn't say. The hotel will cost 400 quid, probably. There's some nice places to stay in Sandown too. The only problem is when you fly in, you then got no car. So you have to figure out how you're going to get to places. What's Butlins? Butlins and Pontins were really popular in the sort of 60s, 70s, 80s, I think. And they were basically a family holiday destination, if you like. When it was very popular to go to the coast or, stay in England for your holidays, when people used to just go to the coast for a holiday rather than jet off to Europe, that's what's ultimately killed Butlins and Pontins. And you'd kind of go there, they'd have kids' activities, and, there might be caravans or there might be apartment things. And it was all, they do song and dance on the evening, beer and stuff. What's the name for the page of info? Sky Demon app. Let's see. Takeoff run, 884 meters. That's plenty. 55 foot above mean sea level. Blimey. Circuits are 1,000 feet above. Okay. All right. So what we'll do is we'll come in and I think we'll fly. We'll go 1,000 feet above the upwind and go into a left circuit. We'll just come straight in like that. Okay. That'll do. First of all, let's get it started up. We should have plenty of fuel left. Just, I can't really check it. What's the product manager? How do I get the little admin thing back? It's gone. There's normally a little thing here that you can access, but I clicked it and it's disappeared now. I don't know how to get it back. Oh well. We've got 3/4. We should be good. Right, parking brake is set. Off, mixture's rich. Are going on. Make sure you look out for Bogdan Regis Butlins on your route. I doubt they'll be there, Yoshi, if I'm honest. Right, 1200, pressure's good. Temperature's fine. Trim set for takeoff. Avionics coming on. 018 set. Never knew there was Butlins in the Bahamas, neither did I. Standby. Got to send it off standby. Done, done, done. Okay. We can actually just turn straight out this way. You're flying. Actually, I'm taxiing, guesser. Yeah, we're in Shoreham. You know, I didn't realise there was that site up there on that hill where they do hang gliding from. It did say in the airfield remarks that you get air turbulence coming down from that hill. I can bet that can be quite nasty. Yeah, this thing taxis far too easily and too quickly. They're actually USB charging the real Cessna. Not usually. You could have them fitted. If you bought like a modern Cessna, I'm sure they do, but you could probably have them fitted to older models, but mostly you don't have them. If you've got a private hire plane, like sometimes they'll fit USB chargers, get it fitted, but it is so pricey because you have to get like a proper certified aviation engineer to do it. Right, so we're crossing over the runway, so you need permission at this point. Indeed, homestone there are. Over hills like that, you get what's called rotor winds, because the wind comes along, it hits the hill, and then it's forced up, and as it comes down the other side, it tumbles. That's called a rotor wind, and it can give you... It's really pronounced on mountains because you get a really nasty downdraft of rotor wind, and it can really drop you out the sky. Yeah, I use power banks. Jarek. I have multiple power banks. Much easier. Right, so this is our run-up area. So what I would do, if we're taking off this runway, I'd probably spin it round. Right, it's back into wind.
Aye, aye, aye.
Enhanced, what's the map called you're using to taxi with? This is an app called Sky Demon, and it's a paid for app that you can use for real world flying, and it connects to your X-plane if you want to. Right. Throttle 1700. Brakes are just about holding. TCP's good. Magneto check. Good. Carpet we don't need. Suction is vacuum though, green. Got positive charge going on. Fuel flow's fine. Fuel quantity's fine. Idle check. L. Phillips, it's very similar, but this is way more modern than the plane I fly. Okay, fuel selectors on both. Trim set for takeoff. Flaps not needed. Mixture is rich. Strobes are going on. Nav's going on. Landing light, come on. Altitude. Action harnesses and all that good stuff. Flight control check. Let's go flying. One of your best investments, $200 early in flying, is a handheld radio transceiver. In case your radios went out. Boeing. Bag of stuff. That's my power bank. Where's grips? 2 night lights, just in case. And me like that. It's not got the aerial attached. That is a handheld transceiver with built-in GPS and VOR tracking, and it comes with a cable that lets you hook it straight back into your headset so you can talk through your headset as well, or you can use it in handheld mode, and it can track VOR stations and show you GPS location. So yeah, I agree with you, Boeing. Yeah. When it comes to flying, redundancy. Because I don't want to be up there and get a radio failure. And then squawk 7600 and can't talk to anyone. 8K for your PPL is pretty good, Venrith. Is that a Twitch combo? That one, the black one was a squirrel bag, the purple one was a TwitchCon bag. And let me put it this way, my squirrel bags are way stronger than those TwitchCon bags, which are already ripped. Yeah, kind of prill. You can basically, like, I can drive over to Stansted and just tune it in and just listen to Stansted Tower. It's like a scanner in that respect. But you can actually literally use it to talk with. So you could talk to Tower, but like you really don't want to be doing that. Okay, we get permission at this point. Approach is clear. Yeah, I don't know if you are allowed to, Jimbo. I suspect you could, but I'm sure there's a rule against it.
Runway 20.
Okay, so it said... Right, do you know what these arrows mean, by the way? Just a little FYI in case you don't know what the arrows mean. Some of you will, some of you won't. Would it pick up much in your house if you turn it on? Not really. It kind of relies on you, like, it's all line of sight, so you kind of relies on you being a bit higher or being a lot closer. That's right, Kirby, a displaced threshold. So what these arrows mean, this is what you call a displaced threshold. So if you're taking off, you're allowed to use this area here to do your run upon. If you're landing, you're not allowed to land. The arrows point all the way to the line. This is where you have to land. After that line, you cannot land on this section. It's not for landing, but you can use it for takeoff and maneuvering. Hello, dear. Huh? I don't know what happened. I think I must have been flying. Ow, 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 ow. Mrs. Squirrel's molten tea. Yeah, and if it has X's on it, like crossed lines like that, it means no maneuvering. You can't take off on it, you can't land on it, you can't taxi on it. In that case, you would be going all the way around there like that, if it had like X's on it for whatever reason. Yeah, what it means is that this section of the runway, for whatever reason, just cannot take the impact of planes landing on it, so you can't land on it. You have to land over there. This is probably softer than that, something like that. Okay, so we're looking straight up, 500 feet, right turn out, onto course. Let's actually, if I can find my plug. I need to get a longer charging cable. I'll sort that out. A Daldril cup of tea from the center of the sun? You're not kidding. I need an asbestos mitt to hold my cup of tea, you're not joking. Bob, my wife makes tea so hot that she boils the kettle twice. And if you put a temperature probe in there, it would be like the center of the sun. I'm pretty certain I could power Chelmsford Power Station for half an hour just on the energy in this cup. I don't know how she does it. Chris94, I asked Paulie months ago for a skin for this 172. The problem is, he would need to buy this plane because it's an Airfield Labs plane, I think. Like, he's got the X-Plane demo, but I think he would need to install the plane, so... And because he doesn't have it, like, he can't do it for that reason. Let's get lights on it. It's not sunset yet, but it gets a bit dark against the sun. Yeah, that T is now in its plasma state, exactly. Right, all the lights and stuff are done. Parking brake is off. Let's go to the Isle of Wight.